It's become somewhat of a popular idea amongst Mortal Kombat fans that Skarlet is one of Shao Kahn's supposed daughters, to the point she's even described in the Mortal Kombat wiki as such. This is something I didn't take much notice of at first, but it's really begun to bother me, so I'd like to address it. There's more evidence to assume the opposite is true. As far as I can tell, this here is the biggest proprietor of this idea that Skarlet is his daughter.
Of all his daughters, Shao Kahn made me deadliest.
Now, on the surface, you might think, what more is there to say? But there's quite a bit more. For one, the writers have been consistently contradicting themselves since MK 2011. Just look at the inconsistencies with who killed Jared in any of the intro dialogues that directly contradict the game canon or the story.
Shao Kahn has gone missing.
His injuries were not fatal.
So it appears, Raiden.
And I'm sure I don't need to bring up that some of these endings are absolutely bizarre and don't fit the characters at all. So who's going to say it's not the same situation here? Well, that's exactly what I intend to argue. I'm going for quantity here, and I think there's more pieces of media that rebuke the idea any of the characters consider Skarlet to be his daughter, herself included, than there are in favor of that idea. And if you're thinking the only reason I'm doing this is because I ship them, well, in this instance, I think that it's safe to use pre-match dialogues because we're looking for examples of what I'm talking about anywhere we can find them. And there isn't a single one that alludes to Skarlet being considered his daughter unless you really squint your eyes.
I've taken your place.
You're welcome to it, Skarlet.
You are a fool, betraying your father.
I was here before you, Skarlet.
But it is I who is Shao Kahn's favorite.
Not once I prove your incompetence!
In every example I could find in intro dialogues between Skarlet and Sindel, she's intent on becoming Shao Kahn's empress.
You attack me, Skarlet?
I will be Shao Kahn's empress.
You aren't even competition.
You hold the power of Edenia.
Shao Kahn wouldn't marry a weakling.
I'll bleed your power and make him mine.
And in MK9, he says this.
But now I have a true daughter. Bring me my daughter. Melina.
So you see, Kahn has no problem referring to someone he considers his daughter as such. So isn't it a bit strange that he never does so with Skarlet? Not in intro dialogues, not in story, not anywhere. Also, I might be wrong about this part, but I'm pretty sure in her retconned backstory it's never actually stated that she was an orphan when Shao Kahn found and trained her, just that she was alone and starving on the streets. It could have been an Aladdin type situation for all we know. The MKX comic has an interesting little tidbit during a fight between Melina and Skarlet. She actively mocks the idea, demonstrated with the quotes around the word daughter, and uses the artificial nature of Melina's existence as a way to discredit her claim to Kahn's throne. She basically outright says, "You are not Shao Kahn's daughter," and in that way, further gives credence to the idea that she shouldn't be considered such either. Skarlet was just someone Shao Kahn brought into his army because he saw potential in her. It wasn't some humane act of compassion out of character for him, and it wasn't because he wanted another daughter. He already had one, and had another one in the works to take her place. So it doesn't make sense from a narrative perspective either, because the purpose of having a daughter would be to ensure his rule stays in place even if he were to die, which is what happened in MKX until the insurrection took place with Melina. And to be honest, all of this might be irrelevant anyway, because there's intro dialogue that suggests that she was reverted back to her original backstory of being a construct of blood magic.
We are both born of magic.
Yet you serve, and I am royalty.
Not for long, Melina.
And that's really all I have to say on the matter. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video for future content. Thank you.
You wish to be father's new bride.
Would it be so difficult to call me mother?
It is impossible, Skarlet.